This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just
This is
stop. A sham.
Yes.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Thursday, everybody. And Lindsay's joining us in baby blue, my favorite color. You look great.
You know, I got so many different color descriptions.
Tori said
Periwinkle,
that's
baby
periwinkle,
blue. What color
which
is it?
I hate starting the show with a wardrobe thing. It just
Okay.
popped in my head. But I love your dress.
like
I'm not going to be the new
No,
one
we
on
could go
here
there.
ruining the Jeff's mood. Let's get to it.
No, we could go to it, but it's so basic to talk about wardrobes.
There you go.
Boy. Inventing Anna.
Thank you, Tori. Did you guys get that at all?
I'm still getting through it.
It was good. It
was over
wasn't
my
bad.
head.
It was over your head?
Uh-huh.
It's her fake German accent. And she calls it, when she gets like in a corner, she's like, it's so basic. And so now me and my wife throw that around the house a little bit.
Why are you so dramatic? That's what she says too.
All right, so we went there. Let's go to some real stuff. The husband of Helena Hutchins, the cinematographer who, well, listen,
That's
we're
a
just
mic.
not
We're good.
professional. We're just not professional over here. Cinematographer who shot and killed on the movie set of Rust is speaking out. He is suing Alec Baldwin and the other producers of the movie for wrongful death. Here's what he told the Today Show.
Just so angry to see him talk about her death so publicly in such a detailed way, and then to not accept any responsibility after having just described killing her and seeing him cry about it. I just feel like, are we really supposed to feel bad about you, Mr. Baldwin? The idea that the person holding the gun, causing it to discharge, is not responsible is absurd to me.
So obviously that's the husband of Helena Hutchins, and this is what Matt Hutchins was referring to, Alec Baldwin's interview with ABC News following the shooting. And if you recall, Alec said he did not pull the trigger and said someone is responsible for the shooting, but it's not him. Alec has denied accusations that the set was unsafe. So this is something we talk about behind the scenes, and we were kind of going off before the show started, and you feel very strongly about this story, and I kind of have a different take, so let's hear yours.
I think a lot of people do. I think Alec Baldwin as a producer is a different thing than Alec Baldwin is the person holding the gun and the actor. Obviously, you're going to sue Alec Baldwin, the producer, because the set was unsafe. We saw people walking off. We saw 2 firearms go off, discharge other times. There's a problem on that set, right? He's cutting corners. But I feel if you're in a wrongful death situation, who else do you think would be incriminated other than the person who held a gun, may it be a prop gun, in a movie that did not call for that person to point the gun at the camera, who did so of his own ad lib or whatever, and cocked whatever he did? That person is vitally responsible to the murder of another person. That's the whole point of a wrongful death, in my opinion. He wrongfully caused this person, Helena, to die. Now, I think there should be other people sued, but I certainly think the person holding the gun is the smoking gun.
I want to hear what Lindsay has to say about this. I have thoughts.
I mean, that's the whole Hutchins family's energy this entire time. Even in the civil suit, they're saying Alec Baldwin needs to say that he's at fault. I mean, this is not a criminal suit, so when we're saying Alec Baldwin won't admit fault, he's not saying, okay, I'm a killer. Right? So this is something different. It's just like, you are responsible for all things on production and actually holding the gun. You're responsible. And then to go on air and try to get some sympathy by crying, that's frustrating because you are a public figure. You work with the PR team. Nobody wants to know about your tears when my wife is dead, when their family member, their kid, their sibling is dead.
And I totally agree with you. Not so much Tori. But no, I totally agree with both of you. You both make points. But my thing, the tears for Alec Baldwin, if I killed someone accidentally, I might have some tears as well. So I hope those are genuine and he's not putting it on for the camera, which who knows, right? We don't know. And Al, I think you're kind of, well, I'll let you speak for yourself. But I think Alec Baldwin, the producer who oversees the set, is responsible in some way, right? You could sue him for that. Alec Baldwin, the actor, is not responsible. There was a chain of events that led up to that gun in his hand, okay? And putting a live round in there was not Alec Baldwin's fault. And as an actor, if you're kind of, you're just getting ready for set, you're going to do things like that. That's part of acting. That's part of doing little mannerisms and getting things right because you want things as close as to what you're going to do when you're rolling to get it right. And he didn't pull the trigger. He pulled the hammer back and it still went off. I personally don't blame Alec, but I see how the husband wants to point the finger. You want closure for a family, and you say, listen, someone's to blame, and it's this man because I don't know who the cinematographer or this person is or that person is. They don't know that, but they know Alec Baldwin.
Right. I think about it because I'm like, let's pull back from the guns because obviously it's polarizing and people already kind of come in with predisposed. thoughts on that. What if this was a boxing movie and it was Mark Wahlberg? And he's, you know, like sometimes in these boxing movies, UFC movies, they'll have real fighters that are kind of going against them, but they have different names in the movie. Those fighters are obviously pulling punches. What if a professional fighter took a real swing at Mark Wahlberg and hit him, and the director said, well, he should expect that because the boxer had a glove on? It's a movie. You're expecting this boxer to be acting. On a movie set, you're expecting this gun to be a prop.
But there should be more scrutiny.
So I don't understand.
I hear you. It's
yes.
a good, but there's more scrutiny over a gun than a hand, right? That's a fist that can cause that, and I agree with you. But there's something in the clause that says if something goes wrong, you can't sue me. A gun in itself is inherently dangerous, and the way you treat it on set is supposed to be very strict. And the fact that he was kind of just aiming it all around, and I get what you're saying.
It's a model of a gun,
It's
no different than if it was in picture
But
form.
we heard from actors.
The reason why it wasn't treated well on set is because his production was lacking in the finances to have the people that would treat it properly
That's what the
on the
lawsuit
set.
is, I believe.
And so yes, you said that you agree with him as a production,
Yes.
but like let's say you oversaw and you funded DBL with your own money. You still sit here and sit on the panel. It's still your fault. It's still your show. You're
But there's
still in
two
both
different
positions.
No, that's
Jeff,
not
the
true.
host
Because
is the
if Tori on the end, if it's my show and Tori says something discriminating and she's got to be fired, that's not my fault. I'm still on air. I'm the one maybe who has to make the decision to fire her, but I'm not responsible for what she said.
But what if you say it? Because he pulled the gun.
But what if you
say it?
hired Tori without looking into her history?
Listen,
You know, it's
we're
just
getting
like-
in.
so
we're getting.
that-
We're
no,
getting.
I'm using an example
And I think
because
that is what
it's like
happened with
it's like with the production team, they didn't look into why they didn't have the
Let's
right
get into
people
a
on set.
real. What really happened? What happened to Bruce Lee's son? Right? I believe it was Bruce Lee's son. on this-
Brandon Lee, he was shot. They thought was a blanket.
So
it wasn't.
what happened to the person who shot him?
They all sued everybody for wrongful death.
But what were the results? Do we know the person who shot him? Was he criminally charged?
I don't know criminally, I know-
Financially, did he lose? We should look into that because we have an example in the past, not who hired who, and I would never own DBL.
I never hired Tori. That's the main point here.
for you.
He goes, I would never
He
hire.
brought you in. All I said is he ran DBL. He brought you in.
No, she said that. I didn't. But you're fired. All right. Coming up on DBL, our funny and heartwarming interview with David Arquette. This will definitely make you smile. He's bringing Bozo the Clown back in a big way. Plus, Priyanka Chopra responds to an awkward apology from Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah.
We'll explain all the drama again next.
Closed captioning provided by
Okay, so Tiffany just realized that David Arquette, she's holding the beautiful camera, this beautiful woman, that David Arquette is the cop, Dewey, in Scream. And I think a lot of people know him
Wait, is there a new
from
Scream
that.
coming out? Is that what?
There's always a new Scream coming out.
It came out. I have a question. When is the limit of reboots?
I think that's going
And
strong.
how Scream wasn't calling for a reboot, though, to me. I don't know.
But Scream made money over and
new
over and
for
over
a
again.
different generation, so it's like
sequels, so this
I
is
know
just
it's
another one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when is the limit of like? And I know with Spider-Man, there's no limit. Batman, there's no limit.
It's sort of true to the whole horror movie genre, though, that they have many
Halloween,
sequels.
yeah.
And the Scream was a horror movie, but slightly a parody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I heard a stat on Halloween. Like they're the #1 grossing
Oh, I'm sure.
movie series of all time.
I'm
I
And the
heard
best
that's
one was
Halloween.
the one with Busta Rhymes in it.
I've never seen any of them.
Halloween.
You know what I've never
H2O.
seen? And
No,
I
that was actually probably the worst one, but it was
I've never
hilarious.
seen Poltergeist. Have you seen it? No. See, I think there's a generational, like Poltergeist was the movie, and
I could never watch
I couldn't
Me
watch
neither, man. I was
it.
terrified.
I couldn't watch it. So did you guys
I
never
think the
see
ones
it?
now are
I never
way
saw that
scarier.
or The Exorcist. I don't like
I never saw
anything
The
that's like too
Exorcist.
much.
Do you
I
know
gotta
what really?
Remember when your cable went out? This is for a generation you would never even
Tiffany doesn't
understand
know
this.
what he's talking
Your
about.
cable goes out and it goes to fuzz, like shh,
Yeah,
like
that's
black and
scary.
white. So that happened in the Poltergeist, right? And that's what sucks you into the TV to the bad world.
That's like The Ring.
Yeah, but then when there would be a storm or something and you're a little kid and your cable went out and the screen went shh, I was like 5 and I was like, oh my. And then I'm like nightmares, man.
That's why they kids try that. It's like some kids that I know watched Squid Games, and I was like, but why?
I love
I think they're
You would be
desensitized.
terrified.
But they've seen
I couldn't watch that as a kid.
I don't think violence is like as much of a commodity for
I
them as it
agree.
was for us.
And people doom watch because
Squid
things
Game
are already
gave me
bad. We want
nightmares.
things worse.
Yeah, we
That's
kinda
why we doom watch.
Welcome back. Priyanka Chopra has responded to Rosie O'Donnell's awkward apology. Rosie bumped into Priyanka while having dinner in Malibu and mistook her for Deepak Chopra's daughter. So after Priyanka corrected her, Rosie posted a video apology where she referred to Priyanka as, quote, someone Chopra and the Chopra wife. Priyanka then posted this message on Instagram saying that while she doesn't expect everyone to know who she is, if someone wanted to make a public apology for an awkward private encounter, it would probably be best to Google her name first or even try to reach out directly.
I'm sorry, that was the most beautiful dress I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was a beautiful dress. I saw that too.
I was like, that dress was unbelievable.
I also noticed the architectural aspects.
Such a great dress.
I wanted to ask Al, do you think it was a comedy thing? I thought Rosie O'Donnell maybe was trying to be funny, but she just lost it on everyone.
I think she just dropped the ball, Tori. I think that she messed up, and there's this weird thing where a lot of people, and I was probably in this category for a long time, you just can't admit you were wrong. And when you just say, I was flat out wrong, I am so sorry, it's just like you feel better. The other person's like, I've been wrong before too. But when you go, Lindsay, I know I said that was baby blue, but it's periwinkle, but like really, it kind of the
Up
light.
to the eye
You're
interpretation.
not really apologizing.
Yeah.
She still hasn't really apologized, and I think people are annoyed by that. Not angered, it's just annoying, Tori.
Yeah, and I have to say, the Chopra thing, when you didn't know I was Deepak Chopra's daughter, that's a little disrespectful because Chopra's a really common name, but everyone can make mistakes, not a big deal. To then disrespect her not twice, but thrice by saying Chopra, someone Chopra, the Chopra wife, is almost intentional. Because at some point, why are we saying it twice now in your apology? That disrespect felt a little bit, that irked me. And I'm not really mad, I'm not canceling Rosie O'Donnell, but to have made a mistake and to not apologize without the respect and then to do it 3 times now is not cool for me. Not cool.
All right, well, speaking of apologies, Tom Hardy has issued one to Charlize Theron. In a new book about the making of Mad Max Fury Road, Charlize said that she felt threatened on set by Tom's bad behavior. So according to the book, Charlize and Tom screamed at each other after Tom made her wait on set for hours. Charlize also had a female producer with her at all times because she was scared of Hardy's aggressive behavior. In an email to the book's author, Tom said that he was in over his head and that Charlize needed a better, more experienced partner in him. He added, quote, now that I'm older and uglier, I could rise to that occasion. So let's dismantle his apology now. Do you think that was a great apology?
I think he owned a little bit more. I would have really liked to hear that he was changing his behavior, because that's scary for someone on set to be that aggressive.
Do you think all these apologies now are maybe taking people, when you just would apologize for something like, Lindsay, I'm sorry I did that to you, right? I didn't mean that. That now you're almost doubling down, because now if you say something wrong, now you have to apologize. Now you get in it for your apology. This is the third story in 2 days that we're talking about someone's apology that people aren't accepting.
I'm trying to think about when I'm offended and somebody really apologizes but says that thing at the end that's like just a joke. But it's like, it wasn't funny to me. You actually are apologizing because you hurt my feelings or made me feel a certain way.
Right.
And so when you make a joke out of it, you're kind of dismissing the fact that I even took it so seriously.
I think they're saving some sort of face in their own way.
But it's sort of disrespectful because she was being really
But then
honest.
why if you're not going to accept my apology, right, and if you just don't like who I am, because if you don't like who I am, you're not going to accept my apology.
That's not true.
How can the person be wrong for the bad apology?
Well, no, I'm just saying, do you think people are going to now start saying, listen, I'm just sorry, and I don't, like, how do you move on?
What's wrong with that, though? Like, I'm sorry.
But now it's like, not only do you do something wrong, you apologize for it, now you double down and you did that wrong. When do you get out of the hole?
I don't know if he could have just said, I'm sorry. Well, you know, I don't know if he could have said that. When you've been accused of being aggressive to the point where somebody has to have somebody with them, I think that does.
That should be taken more seriously in my mind.
More detailed apology.
Well, I'm wrong. I should have took it more serious. I apologize.
Apologize.
I'm firing myself because I'm the president.
I don't accept your apology.
Don't fire me. I need a job right now.
In the next segment, I'm going to apologize for my apology. We'll be right back.
We won't accept it.
A military funeral is a way to honor a person's service to their country. Verify viewer Gus says he's attended 2 recently in California and noticed an absence of a rifle salute. Gus says he's heard they're banned in California. So, let's verify. Are rifle salutes banned at military funerals? Our sources are the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, the American Legion, the U.S. Air Force, and the California Department of Veterans Affairs, or CalVet. There are two types of funeral honors. One is a 21-gun salute, which uses artillery pieces and is exclusively for heads of state, like when they honor the late President George H.W. Bush. The other is a 3-volley salute, which uses rifles and can be performed for anyone. The 3-volley salute was a staple at military funerals until 2013. The military would provide a 7-person team for funerals who could act as the firing party. But budget cuts trimmed the detail down to just 2 people who fold the flag and play a recording of taps. In some cases, command staff can allocate more people, including a firing party, which is often the case for those killed in action, but it's no longer required except at Arlington National Cemetery. The VA tells Verify, quote, "We are not aware of any state bans of 21-gun salutes as part of military honors. National cemeteries are federal properties. Therefore, even if a state ban existed, it would not apply to VA national cemeteries," unquote. Calvet also says there is no restriction on 3-volley salutes at state veteran cemeteries, although the family must get either the military or an authorized provider, like the American Legion or VFW, to perform the salute. So it's false that rifle salutes are banned at military funerals. They're just not required. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back. The Scream movies made him famous in professional wrestling, made him a world champion. But can he make clowns cool again? David Arquette joined us earlier to talk about his latest venture, Bozo the Clown. I feel like the Bozo. Check it out.
All of us were already talking about Bozo the Clown and how it all meant something to us, especially Jeff being from Chicago.
Right.
So we've got to ask.
Right.
Yeah, Bozo was super popular back in the day, and obviously a lot of us have a nostalgic pull to it. In your opinion, is he relevant in 2022? How are you going to make Bozo different from the classic Bozo? And do you think people will respond?
Oh, yeah. Bozo's forever going to be relevant. I mean, we just introduced the first female Bozo, Jozo Bozo, and the first Bozo of color. So it's a whole new time for Bozo. We've got all these really fun things happening. He's in the studio right now. So let's have some fun. Let's all have some fun. That's just a little bit of his song.
Okay, let's talk about Jozo Bozo. Why was it so important for you to introduce this new character as a woman of color?
Oh, well, it really started as Jessica, my friend, who's just this incredible spirit and just wonderful person. And she's just the best with kids. So she's just such a clown at heart. We're bringing a bunch of different Bozos together. We're going to sort of try to make clowns cool again. We really want kind clowns to start, like, taking the spotlight back. And, you know, there's been a lot of scary clowns making a lot of noise. So we need kindness to sort of be kind, cool again, and clowns and just have some fun. Fun.
I just have to ask you, how are you going to make clowns cool? Because if anybody can do it, it's you, David. So what's your plan with Bozo?
Music, art. We're doing some stuff with Can't Stop Good Boy. And we're just doing a bunch of really cool things. You could go to bozo.com. We have a bunch of new... There's Bozo. That's when he was in Times Square. We have some amazing T-shirts. I'm doing work with Healthy Humor, which is an incredible organization that works with 15 hospitals throughout the country that just entertain the kids there that are spending some time there. And you know, that's how you make it cool again. You do cool things, you create cool product. If you build it, they will come.
Absolutely. Listen, you've already sold us over here. I mean, you've got us all in on Bozo. But let's get serious for a minute. You've been very open about your struggles with anxiety and depression. I think everybody in today's society can relate to that. So, and this is a serious question. How has the clown community helped you with that?
Well, it's really helped me sort of lighten the mood and deal with it in a way. You really need to find things to help through that process. For me, it's been being creative, having projects that I'm really excited about, exercise, getting sleep, which has been hard during this period of time. But Bozo has one line in his song is, beware of saying mean things to yourself. Aww. It's bad for you and bad for your health, for your self-esteem, and it's mean. Repeat after me. I'm incredibly special, and kindness is the key.
I'm incredibly special, and kindness is the key.
That's
there we go.
There you go.
David.
That's great, though. That's great. That's fantastic.
Those affirmations are what is missing in our youth today. I want my daughter to watch this. I want her to sing along with you and say those affirmations. Before we go, speaking of singing, we're told that you're going to sing some lyrics from your song, I'm Not Scared of Clowns. Please take it away.
Oh, gosh. I'm not scared of clowns. No, I'm not scared of clowns. I'm afraid of the dark and cutting through the park, but I'm not scared of clowns. Yeah. In a world where scary clowns seem to be all around, it's easy to see why you might even be scared of me.
Oh.
Or bingo. Or pickles, or hiccups, or teaspoon. For goodness sake, at this rate, you might even fear the moon. But don't be afraid of a costume, a little makeup, and a wig. Because becoming a clown is the single best thing I done ever did.
Oh.
That really was a little bit of a nervousness.
That was great.
Dude, I'm all in.
Your love is contagious. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. You've been an absolute pleasure. If you want to learn, our DBL Nation, more about David's upcoming projects with Bozo, check out Bozo's Instagram at Real Bozo the Clown. Thank you so much, David.
That was amazing.
Yeah, and Real Jozo Bozo the Clown. Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
One question some newlyweds want to know is, if you're married but want to keep your finances separate, can you file as single? Let's verify. Our source is Mark Henry, CEO of Alloy Wealth Management, and the IRS. The IRS recognizes 5 statuses: single, married filing separately, married filing jointly, head of household, and qualifying widower. According to the IRS, your marital status on December 31st determines whether you are considered married for that year. Married people may file their federal income taxes jointly or separately.
So you would file as married filing separately. So you're not filing jointly if you want to do that. And people do that.
According to the IRS, a joint return allows spouses to combine their income and to deduct combined expenses on a single tax return. If you use the designation married filing separately, each spouse signs, files, and bears responsibility for his or her own tax return.
When you file separately, married, but you're filing 2 different tax returns, it actually puts you in a higher rate, but it's not the same as filing as single.
Henry says figuring the tax both ways can determine which filing status will result in the lowest tax, but usually it's filing jointly. So we can verify that no, you cannot file as single if you are married. However, you can file your taxes separately from your spouse. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
In late January, the New York Times bought the massively popular word game Wordle. And in recent weeks, people have begun complaining that the game has suddenly become harder, claiming the Times version has more obscure words. But is that really true? Did the New York Times make Wordle harder? To verify, we looked at the source code for the original game site using the Internet Archive, the source code for the New York Times version of Wordle, and we got a statement from the Times. To understand whether the game's gotten harder, you have to understand how the daily word is chosen. This isn't like the crossword, where puzzle masters decide each day what the answers are. The answers were predetermined long ago by the creator, Josh Wardle. There's a set list of about 2,500 words that are assigned to different days. So to see if the Times made the game harder, all we have to do is look at the source code for the original website's word list and the new one. And yes, it's possible to see the complete list in order, so you could cheat if you really wanted. Anyway, we compared the 2 word lists, and they're nearly identical. The only change, the original list is 6 words longer. When the Times took over, they removed 6 words, either because they might be offensive or because they were just too obscure. They did not add any new words. So, if anything, they actually made the game easier. A spokesperson for the Times confirmed this in a statement, saying, quote, "Since acquiring Wordle, we have not made the puzzle harder. We have not added any words to the solutions list, which was already predetermined by the game's original creator. On the contrary, we did remove a few obscure words. As an example, we removed agora in an effort to make the puzzle more accessible." So, we can verify, no, the New York Times did not make Wordle harder. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Who's ready to shop? Get ready for... That's all it takes? Wow, get ready for some incredible deals from Morning Save.
What do you have for us today?
We've got the Fine Life Sonic toothbrush with 4 brush heads. So this deal includes 1 electric toothbrush base and 4 different brush heads. And it also features 3 different modes: clean, white, and polish.
Oh, wow.
Normally it's $80, but we've got it for only $15, saving everyone 81%. Now, Tori, this one is great. We've got Floor Police cordless motorized mop for tile and wood floors. So the deal includes 1 mop. Look how fancy this is. 2 scouring pads, 2 microfiber pads, and 2 polishing pads. It's even got a rechargeable battery that gives you 90 minutes of run time.
Wow.
Normally it's $60, but we've got it for only $29, which saves everyone 52%. Now, Tori, I love this one. We've got Olivia Rose Beauty Essentials Facial Care Bundle. So the deal includes 1 facial brush. Look how cute this is.
Yeah.
1 blackhead remover with attachments and 1 vibrating jade roller.
Whoa.
So the vibrating jade roller, which is this, helps stimulate collagen production, circulation, and reduces the appearance of puffiness, discoloration, wrinkles, and fine lines. So normally this kit is $90. We are giving it to you guys for $29, which saves everyone 68%. And then last but certainly not least, we've got Imperia 2-piece woven crossbody set. I mean, this is perfect for putting in like your AirPods. You can have them close and handy.
Cute.
The best bit is this is 100% PETA approved leather.
Oh, I love that.
So normally this is as much as $59, but we've got it for $19, saving everyone 68%.
Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com right on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph.
So we were talking a little bit about Bozo the Clown. What is your relationship with clowns? Are you for them or a little scared of them?
I'm for them. I don't mind.
I'm not okay.
My mother is terrified of them.
I don't care for the clown.
What about whale?
Don't say that, Lindsay. Why'd you say that?
What about a whale with a red nose?
I'm so out of here.
I know I'm getting Tori for Christmas.
I'm out.
Where are you going? We had a whale of a time, Tori. I'll see you tomorrow.